Ned, thank you very much for catching up with me today. It's all happening for you with Year 12 and footy and all sorts. So thanks for coming on. And how have you enjoyed your under-18s year so far?
Yeah, it's been a pretty good year. We had a good start, put on some good scores, but couldn't quite get the win at the start, and so that was against North Adelaide. But then we sort of held our structure and competitiveness throughout the entire season. We just haven't quite got those results that we've won, probably.
Yeah, for sure. And you'll could say the same thing. It's just got a pretty good side. It's just struggling to find consistency, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how was your experience in the under-18 state program?
No, it was a very good program. There was a lot of good quality players out there. Just training with them and being around that type of group, that professional type of situation, it's good to learn from and get benefits to my game as well. So sort of learnt a lot from that situation. It was a good program, but probably didn't get the result we were looking for again, because we looked to be one of the stronger teams, but couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, for sure. And how did you enjoy just being around the boys and team environment, travelling on the road and that type of thing?
Yeah, it was a very good group. They brought me in quite well, because they've been a part of the state program for 5 or 6 years now. So this being my first year in the program, they sort of took me under their arm, and it was a good group to be around. And when we went to Melbourne, it was a very good trip. So yeah, it was a very good group to be in.
Yeah, you said it's your sort of first experience in that state program, and those boys have been a part of it for so long. How did you find it? Were you a bit daunted at the start, or?
Yeah, I was always going to be pretty daunted at the start, meeting new people. I like being, I don't know, one of the people who just started. Whereas, like I said, most of them had been in there the entire time, so I sort of had to start from fresh, whereas they already had that head start. So, but they, as I said, they took me under their arm, and it was just good to be amongst it.
Yeah, how have you seen your own form and your football in your under-18 year?
Well, it started pretty well, which is probably what got me into the state program. And so yeah, coming from no football last year, I wasn't really expecting much. So to have a good performance at the start and get worked into it pretty easily, and then kept putting on goals and scoreboards, and yeah, just worked into it pretty well. And then coming into school footy as well, it sort of carried on. So, and then the state selection happened, so I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, having battled a few injuries over the last couple of years, you must have just been thrilled to be able to get out there and play.
Yeah, at the start, I was just happy to be out there. That's probably what got me my good performances. I was just looking forward to playing every game and just enjoying it, and that's probably what got me to where I am.
Yeah, no, you've certainly done that, and I'm sure you're sick of talking about it, but that mark in round 3 at Woodville Oval, it's been a few months now, and how do you reflect on that moment?
Oh, well, it's definitely a special moment. You only get that once in every lifetime if you're lucky, really. So to be a part of that was awesome. It got me, sort of got my name out there in the first place, and then sort of everything built from there. So it was a good starting base.
Could you believe how fast and wide it spread?
No, so one of my mates actually sent it out after about 3 hours after the game, and then the next day it was blown up and it was on everything, so it was pretty unbelievable, really. Yeah,
did you surprise yourself how high you went up, or did you always know you had it in you?
Oh, I try my best to get that high, but I definitely surprised myself to be able to get as high as I did.
Yeah, 100%. And mate, you've had the ability to play forward, up on the wing, around the ball. Has it been good to try a number of positions throughout the year?
Yeah, I love learning different positions. It sort of brings a bit of versatility to your game. So, and then you get to use that back in your main position as well. So it's a very good attribute to have, I reckon.
100%. And Dad played 150 games at Norwood. How much has he impacted on your short footy life so far?
He's been a very big impact. Just hearing his stories, hearing what he has to do with the club and how he loved it so much, was a big influence on me coming here in the first place. And then also he was there for me, teaching me the game when I was young, and it's been a massive impact.
Yeah, for sure. And invited to the AFL Draft Combine. You must be very proud of yourself, and a great reward for effort.
Yeah, it is very good, great reward for effort. It's just a great opportunity, really, just to show what I'm capable of and put my name out there a little bit more.
Yeah, 100%. And gee, there's a lot going on, as I mentioned off the top. How have you gone mixing footy with school, because you're completing Year 12? It's a very busy year, isn't it?
Yeah, try to get away from to a point, try to get away from the game as much as possible. Just hang out with your mates, like go out for dinner at the pub or something, and like just get away from the game to take your mind away from it at points as well. But when you're a part of the game, it's sort of tough to get away. But I try and stay away as much as possible.
Yeah, 100%. And a couple of the other boys as well, Jacob Newton and Jay Polkinghorn, are both involved in the AFL Combines at both national and state level. How have you seen their seasons so far?
Yeah, they've had very good seasons, especially Jay coming back from his knee injury at the start of the year. So he came back in, played only a couple of 18s games and then gone up to the reserve. So he's had a very strong season. And then Jacob Newton also put together a very good season and then led that into the state carnival, which he played very well in.
Yeah, 100%. And if your name's read out on draft night, you'd be pretty proud of yourself. Have you started thinking about that just yet? Or?
I try not to think about it as much as possible. Just try and stay in the moment and do what I can do now, and that can come along later, hopefully.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me today, mate, and all the best in the next few months.
All good. Thank you.
Yes.